What up, YouTube Live? This is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment. Whew, so good to be back live streaming for you guys. Um, Feel free to chime in and share your comments as this video progresses. Um, First off, I'm gonna have to choose between Stranger Things or The Walking Dead, and I'll be like, I got cliffhanger Stranger Things. I want to know what happens next. So I was like, I gotta finish it before The Walking Dead arrives. The new episode 2 arrived this Sunday. So that's what happened. Thank God. By the way, I'll set my review for Stranger Things season 2 later on this week. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Okay, so The Walking Dead season 8 episode 2. This video contains spoilers. Spoiler alert. Spoilers. You've been warned. Heads up. There are spoilers in this video. I got some notes here. Alright, let's run them through here. Let's dissect the episode titled The Damned. So it's the continuation of last weekend's episode when the war started between Rick's group and the Kingdom and the Hilltop, the alliance of those three, versus Negan and his group called the Saviors. So last week we saw, Gabe encountered Negan at the end of the episode after, coward Gregory stole Gabe's car. So tonight's episode kind of, it didn't show what happened to them. It kind of divert to the other part of the war because the battle continues, and that was Rick's group attacking Negan's other compounds. Remember, Negan has a big territory, man. It's not just his headquarters. He's got other places as well. I think one of them was Daryl's, where they kept Daryl. Anyway, there was a scene tonight where Daryl saw a prison room, and it reminded him of when he spent time in held captive by Negan's team. Do you remember that one, the previous season, where he had to listen to the same music over and over again? It almost drove him crazy. So I don't know if it was a room similar to his, or it's his exact old room, but somebody was held in there for a long time. But let's dissect the episode. It started out with a montage of faces as part of the cold opening. I thought that was interesting. It was a dead giveaway for those of us who've been with this show from the get-go, or if we are familiar with the style of Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad did a lot of this stuff where they showed something at the beginning, kind of blurry, kind of half, conscious maybe, not quite clear, and then that something signals what happens at the end of the episode. Breaking Bad did that a lot. I remember that. So that's what happened tonight at in The Walking Dead. So you're like at the end, it's like, oh. So that's why. That's why with the whole faces thing. I get it. Okay. But I want to point out that the metal sheet attached to the cars that they use for cover, so to cover from firing bullets. That, I think, to me, in my opinion, is a brilliant idea. I was like, last week I said that already, but this time I want to say it again. That was just so awesome, the way they attacked Negan's group. And basically it was quite the standoff, man, because it's anybody's game, and it was a game of seeing who has the balls or who is brave enough to press in, to move in on the opposing side. It was like trying to figure out, okay, and also a part of me is a game of like, okay, who's gonna run out of bullets first? Because holy crap, tonight's episode was brought to you by the Second Amendment. No kidding, lots of firepower tonight. It was insane. Another note that I have here also, because it's all out war. Um, so lots of firepower, lots of action, lots of explosions are expected in this season. It's an all-out war, and because of that, um, it might turn off some people. I know some folks, including my friend Diana, thought that the premiere episode last weekend was kind of boring, and it's understandably so because, all right, so is there a breather sometime? Is there a time when we can explore some of the characters, or is just gonna be gunfights, 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 one after the another? You know, I don't mind action, you know, nonstop action, but I guess what you can say is that if it gets overwhelming, it does get boring. If it's just that, if it's just offering that alone, so it's as if tonight, it's as if that they threw in some morality complexions, if that is even a term, or, or characters facing, or characters second guessing, I should say, with the whole Jesus taking prisoners, and versus, you know, Morgan, who's just like now gung ho about murdering enemies. In the previous season, it was like, oh, I don't want to kill anymore. I don't want to kill anymore. I'm freaking Buddhist monk now. But no, it's like, fuck this stick, man. I'm going with the. Dude, did you see him with the silencer and that weapon? Holy crap! It was like watching Call of Duty game. It was like, Morgan was the precision, man. It was impressible. It was impeccable. It was impressive. That's what the word I was looking for. Um, and that whole sequence, there was a lot of quiet moments on this episode, and that's amazing. Because you can sense the tension humming. You know, even though it was so quiet, you don't know what's behind door number 2 or door number 3, and it could be the end to any of them. It reminds me of my paintball experience, even though I only did paintball once. It was just like that. Because when it gets quiet, when you're just trying to focus or trying to find your enemy, it's the most difficult shit in the world. And when it's like rapid fire, pa 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 pa, and lots of things going on, whoo! You gotta think fast. You gotta be on your feet. You gotta it's split seconds between, you know, engaging or releasing your own, uh, between that and taking cover. It was just like there's a lot going on. Um, so that reminds me of that experience. By the way, I suck at paintball. I got shot and killed within like, I don't know, the first 20 minutes after I stepped in. Ugh, just couldn't see them. Those enemies are everywhere. Another note that I have here, King Ezekiel. Oh my god. Crack me up tonight. King Ezekiel cracked me up. All of a sudden, he becomes this king confidence. Where the hell did this come from? Last season, he was king doubt, or king hesitant. And now he's like, what? He says something, proverb words, as we move the very world forward. All right, Mr. Fortune Cookie, thank you very much. It was even Carol was like, "What? Are you? Did you take something this morning?" Carol's like, "Your optimism is through the roof. Take it down a notch. Take it down a notch." But hey, you know what? If it works in motivating and inspiring, or mobilizing, I want to say, mobilizing his troops, by all means, man, unleash that confidence. Go to town with it. Go to town with it. Um, okay, let's see what else. Oh, Rick. Rick Grimes encounters a relentless dude. Holy crap! It was like watching MMA fight, man. It was grappling, it was wrestling, it was throwing each other down. Uh, it was hand to hand, like probably the best I've seen in this show so far, because the guy just would not give up, and you wonder why. Why on earth would he not give up? Like, dude, just and so like, why would you want to die for these weapons behind this room? Turns out we know what happens. There's this baby called Gracie in this room that's supposed to be for weapons. It's not for weapons. Uh, so you wonder, is this relentless dude the one that Rick kills? Is that baby Gracie's dad? Or maybe baby Gracie is the baby belonging to one of the many, many women that Negan slept with? I don't know. Do you remember? Negan has a bunch of concubines, a bunch of mistresses. So who is this baby Gracie? And the ultimate question is, will Gracie end up hanging out with little ass kicker, aka Judith, and have a little adorable playground? Um, so that's another morality complexion that I mentioned earlier. Um, with regards to Jesus, it was Jesus taking prisoners alive. With regards to Rick, there's this moment of Rick looking at the mirror and it's like, oh my God, what have I become? I mean, all these killings, and I'm in front of this innocent baby, and it was like looking at himself and reflecting in the mirror. It's like, oh, jeez, such a contrast between all the violence that's happening and this pure, innocent baby. Um, Again, like I said, it's as if the writers is throwing in all these, I guess, moments, dilemmas, uh, to make sure that it's not just all about gunfights, 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 bam, 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 and that there's a breather, there's some character development, there's some character exploration in between. Um, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't work, but at the same time, you kind of wonder, like, it's supposed to be a take no prisoner kind of mission, you know. So Morgan kind of makes sense in his argument. I mean, leaving your enemies alive, will that bite them back in the butt? Will that backfire? That's my question. Because, well, I'm gonna use Saving Private Ryan as an example. If you've seen the movie Saving Private Ryan, excuse me. Oh, do you remember that part where they let go one of the Nazi Germans, and later on in the movie, bam, the Nazi German comes back and kills one of Tom Hanks's crew. And so that's what I'm just like Jesus trying to show mercy to that one dude that had his arms raised, and then it flips back on him. I was like, you would think that Jesus would learn the lesson after that, right there and then, but no. Now he's like taking a bunch of them in. So I'm not sure what Jesus' plan is. My take on it is the saviors are like, brainwashed. Um, they know that they were oppressed under Negan, but at the same time, Negan's leadership is all they knew. They worship him like some kind of a god. So, yeah, worship out of fear, maybe, but still worship. Um, So I don't know. Taking prisoners, are you trying to rehab them? Jesus, what's your plan here? So I hope it doesn't bite them back in the butt. I hope it doesn't backfire. We'll see next week if they bring the whole Negan and Gabe arc back or the plot back. Otherwise, can't wait to see Jesus learns his lesson again. Freaking Jesus, man. You're like Gabe. Gabe showing sympathy to Gregory, and look what happened. Gregory um, left Gabe behind. Gregory already made their choice, his choice, just like the Saviors already made their choice. I don't know. I guess that made me kind of sound barbaric. What do you think? Last but not least, actor Callan McAuliffe shows up. Uh, he is an actor who played young Leonardo DiCaprio in the Great Gatsby movie. And a few years ago, I interviewed him for his independent movie called Anonymous. So it was cool watching Callan McAuliffe show up on tonight's The Walking Dead episode. Callan McAuliffe tonight, he played the young man who opened the garage, and behind him, appeared the rest of the saviors, and they surrendered. So that's Callan McAuliffe, the guy who opened the garage. So check out my interview with Callan McAuliffe in the link in the description box below this video. He's a cool dude, very cool dude. All right, that's about it. I think those are the notes that I have about tonight's episode. So those are my questions basically. Will the taking prisoners thing, will it backfire on Jesus or on Rick's group? Oop. The clock is singing 9 o'clock. And who is this guy that Rick encounters at the end? That's apparently Rick remembers him from back in Atlanta. Because I don't remember that guy. Should I? Should I remember him? Could you refresh my memory? Who is this guy? Who is this guy that is now holding a gun at Rick? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you are willing to, please support me at patreon.com/ramascreen. There's all kinds of rewards there for you. Again, it's patreon.com/ramascreen. Become my patrons today. Let's rock this.